Good morning, my crafty friends. It is Spill the Tea Tuesday. I got my chai, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so today we're talking extraordinary Flora bundle. So I am gonna, do I have that? I do have it here. So this is the stamp set. This is one large stamp. You may be tempted to cut it apart, but I'm going to say don't unless you buy yourself a second one, because you have this die that coordinates perfectly with it to cut out all of the images. Okay, so leave it together, and I'm going to show you some really cool stuff for it. You've got 3 little sentiments here and then this little bit here. There is the coordinating die that goes with it that cuts out your image beautifully. And then, I think this might be the best part. Well, maybe. You decide after I show you some cool stuff today. So we have our amazing washi tape here. Okay, let me grab a scrap paper real quick. I'm going to actually put some on the paper for you. So I have found with putting this onto cardstock that just pull a little bit off, get yourself a good size scrap. This is like a half sheet. It doesn't have to be this big, but a good size scrap. Pull a little bit out. My biggest problem was keeping it straight on the paper. So just give yourself extra room. And I also have learned to just embrace the wrinkles. Just like with your skin, embrace the wrinkles. So then I just pull a little bit and push it down nice and tight there. And again, if there's any little wrinkles, that's okay. Just embrace them. It's fine. They're pretty easy to kind of push almost all the way out. And you will see here, this right here is where the pattern stops in this color and it repeats in the next color. So can you see that there? Okay, so I'm going to just grab my scissors here, and my scissors are a little gummy from cutting all kinds of this washi tape to show you some very cool things. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to just pop that back on. So like I said, we have 2 different color options that we can use here. So I'm just going to pull this back a little bit and just give her. And again, we're just going to embrace that wrinkle. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's going to add character. Okay, so there is kind of the pinky sort of colors. Here's the purples. Okay, and you can see here just how the pattern just repeats, and they cut out beautifully with the die. Now, washi tape is inherently a teeny bit slippery, so you are going to want to make sure that you have some post-it tape or something handy to kind of hold this in place so it doesn't slip and slide on you when you go to put it through your machine. Look at what this looks like on some different colors of cardstock. So I've shown you here white. I really, really like it on the white. It really brightens up all of those colors on there. It's lovely. So here is our basic white right here. I'm going to actually bring this over here. Okay, here it is on Very Vanilla, so you can see the difference there. All right, here it is on Crumb Cake. I did a bunch of neutrals first. So this gives you like a sort of a vintagey kind of a look. I really, really like that look. Here it is on Basic Beige. Again, a really nice look there. And then I went to Gray. So here is Smoky Slate. And then I have it on Gray Granite there. So again, this gives you a really cool vintagey look, different tone. And again, it will look a little different depending on what color you have on what color, right? So I just pulled little chunks off and it just worked out this way. But this, I think you could do some very cool vintagey stuff with that one if that's your style, for sure. Same thing with the grays. It just is really pretty. Okay, so how about colors? You can also put it on colors. So let's move those up. So here is what it looks like on Petal Pink, which just gives it a really warm pinky tone. Love that. Here is on Bubble Bath, which also gives it a really nice tone to it. Love that. And Soft Seafoam. Isn't that pretty too? I also love that. You can see around the edge, you're going to get a little white edge. So if you're putting it on a color other than white or vanilla, you're going to get that color of edge around it when you go to cut it out with the dies. Okay, so There are some other really cool ways that you can use this, this washi tape. So that's what I'm going to show you here. You're going to, your jaw might drop a little bit. Mine did. So maybe yours will too. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it with this one here first. Okay. And, I have my, embossing products here. So I've got them in a little basket, and I just wrote on the top with a Sharpie so I knew which color was which. So I wasn't pulling them all out every time that I needed to use them. And we are going to just go over this. This is an important step. Go over it with your embossing buddy. You must do this. If you don't do this, well, it's something. It's a little challenging if you don't do that. And then you can choose your embossing powder of choice to put on there. So I'm actually, sorry, before we do that, hello, we need to stamp it, correct? Wow, you would think that this is my first rodeo. It is in fact not. I did this a lot yesterday. Okay, so we're going to go in with our Versamark right on our stamp set, because this stamp set is the same as the washi tape here. So it's going to, yeah, sorry, the camera's like, there we go, that's better. It's going to stamp on top of the washi tape perfectly, just like the die, right? It's exactly the same. So we're going to go ahead, ink that up really good with our Versamark, and then we are going to stamp this down. Now, hopefully I can do this at a little bit of an angle because I'm not directly over top of it. So directly over top like that, just give it a good press. I'm actually going to use black today. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up and get it ready. Take that out of there. Okay. I've got my little tray ready here. Okay, so that's good. We're going to just peel that off. And then we're going to go ahead and just sprinkle this on. Now I'm going to show you the ones I did yesterday. Oh my gosh, this is lovely. So we missed a little bit up here. You know, and I played with this a lot the last little while. And it's totally okay if it's not completely lined up, and it's totally okay if you miss a little bit of the embossing. Look at that though. I'm not actually going to emboss it right now. But look at how cool that is. I'm going to show you it with some different colors. Black is the only one that I didn't use yesterday when I was playing with the embossing part of it. I used some other ones, but this I think is going to be really awesome. Black has the, it just like makes colors pop. So I think black embossing on this is going to be fantastic when I heat that up and actually make something with it. I'm going to pop it over here to the side just so that I don't bump it or anything. But here's one I did with gold. Now this one I did not use my embossing buddy. So you can see there's like powder stuck all over the place, and I tried really hard to get some of it off with a brush, but it was really hard. So lesson learned, find your embossing buddy and get it and use it on your washi tape before you try and emboss on your washi tape. Isn't that fantastic though? Oh my gosh. Okay, look, here it is in silver. So fun. Again, I had a little bit of extra powder there, but it's fine. That'll all cut out and you won't even actually see that. Isn't that so cool? So there's what it looks like in gold and silver. So check this out. I know you're going to want the stamp. Totally. So I used a sentiment from the stamp set with this one. I went with early espresso here. I wanted just to keep it really, I thought black was going to be like too black. But I wanted a nice dark neutral. So we've got our little sentiment there. I layered these up. They cut out beautifully with the die. I actually think it's a little easier with the die when the washi tape has been embossed, because it almost has like a little edge on it to kind of catch everything. Still, you're going to want to use your tape or what your washi tape, your post-it tape, post-it notes, whatever it is that you use to hold your die in place. use that, but it cuts out beautifully. And check out what I made with that, with the gold. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, love it. Okay, check out this one here. So here's another one. I used some more of the pieces embossed with the gold, and I used the Pattern of Friendship die. If you don't have this, you need to get it. And I'm going to tell you, get the bundle. Learn from my mistake. I didn't listen to myself. So usually I get the whole bundle, because if I don't, I regret it later on. This time I was like, oh, I just want the die, because I think that's super cool. You can make stripes, you can make plaid. It's very cool. It is in fact a die that does this on any paper. Love it. Well, I regretted my choice probably about a month and a half after I bought just the die. And I realized how much I actually really did like the sentiment stamp set that goes with it. So I ended up buying them separately, and I paid more than I needed to, because I didn't listen to my own rule of just get the bundle. So just get the bundle, but it's really fun. So check out here. I used Strawberry Slush for this one. I did bring in my Early Espresso again. Black would look really good with this too, I think. And then I just pulled in a really light soft sea foam for the background. I think it's really cool how these were the same. I stamped and cut them out of the same piece, but they just look a little different on the white background versus on the pink. So they kind of just, even though they're on the white and then embossed and cut out, I feel like these ones look just a little bit darker than these ones do. They're from the same thing though. So I don't know. It's just one of those things, right? Okay, let me show you silver. So there's some gold ones. Here's one I did with silver. Now this one, I stamped this with, I don't remember what it's called. It's an online exclusive stamp set, and it's just little words like this. And so it is stamped there and stamped off. And then I layered some of the die cuts on and did a stamp with Grateful for You on there. So these ones, this purpley colored scheme here, they go well with so many different colors. I will say that actually about all of the washi tape. You have your sort of pinks, and then you have your sort of purples, but you can pull in so many other colors with it. So this one I pulled in Berry Burst, Coastal Cabana, and Pool Party, because there is some of that in the leaves there. Looks beautiful on Fresh Freesia. It's just really cool. So there is one. With my silver ones, I cut out a bunch of these circles, and I just made a bunch of these. These could be tags. These could also be things that you put on cards. So I did that with my silver ones. So pretty, right? Love that. Okay. So that is it, embossing. Loads of fun. Let's just say that you want to just cut your washi tape. Whoops, hello light. You just want to cut your washi tape and just use it as is. So here it was just put on white, and then I just cut it out with the die. I used the stamp set for the background here on crumb cake, and just made a really cute card that way, 2 different colors. Here is the washi tape, and I have put this on a piece of parchment paper. Now, let me tell you, we're going to actually cut this out, guys. Let me tell you the fun that this is. I didn't make any cards with this one because I was like overwhelmed. I have so many of these pieces sitting on my desk now. It's crazy. This is a little wide, so we're going to give it a little trim here real quick. So it's just a piece of parchment paper, just like you would use in your kitchen. Okay, so let's just trim the sides up here like so. All right, so it fits on here. I'm actually going to do this to get this on. So we've got it here on a piece of parchment. It's just the washi tape and just parchment paper. No tricks, just those two. The only little trick that I'm going to do is to, excuse me, use a little bit of my Post-it tape to hold this in place, because the washi tape is slippery and so is the parchment. So we're doing a lot of slipping and sliding here. And as an aside, when you're stamping your, this might not stick very good, but we're going to go with it. Cause right, things don't stick to parchment. So I've got my little sandwich made here. I'm going to go ahead and run this through. This is going to blow your mind. Well, maybe not as much as the embossing. The embossing really blew my mind. This, though, is just really cool. Okay, So I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a love for stickers. And I have a love for this washi tape. And look at this. It's like make your own stickers. So let's punch this out and I'll show you. It's fantastic. You're going to be like, what? There's going to be a run on parchment paper. If you don't already have parchment paper in your craft room, you need to, because you can use it for a lot of things. But look at this. So we now have our own little stickers. Okay, so you can peel the parchment off of this, and you just got to get the edge. Peel the parchment off. Okay, this worked way easier when I wasn't on camera. So just trust me. When you're not on camera and you're just in your own craft room, it'll work for you. If you kind of bend the edge there and then pull it back, there we go. Okay, peel it off, and then you have a cute little sticker. What? Right? You can put these on everything, except for like maybe the cups and stuff that you wash, but like your Stampin' Cut and emboss machines, put one on the back of your phone. You can decorate everything with these. You just want to make sure that you're not touching the sticky side of your washi tape too much, and it will stay there and look so pretty. Isn't that fun? So parchment paper, go grab yourself some parchment paper, because you need to make DIY stickers with it, because that's just cool. The next thing I did is I just used the stamp. I stamped it with Memento ink so that I could color it with my Stampin' Blends. So this is a great, because you can color it for any sort of colors that you want. You can, stamp the whole thing, color a bunch. Actually, what I did is I colored 3 different color combinations, and I just picked a few flowers and leaves for each one. So this one is so cute. Quick and easy to color because they are just so little. So of course I did with my favorite Blackberry Bliss, because I had to. So there it is with the Blackberry Bliss. I did some speckling in the background and then did some fun coloring there. Isn't that cute? Love. Okay. And then I did red with some of the dark Mossy Meadow. Love. This paper here is from the Pears, that new suite, but isn't that cute? I was trying not to make it look super Christmassy. And then let me show you the other flowers I have. I colored these ones with like yellows and then petal pink. So so cute. So I can do something fun with that as well. I ran out of time, really, is what happened. So there you go. There you go. I've spilled the tea with this Extraordinary Flora bundle. So I hope that you are feeling inspired and feeling like you are having some new ideas and some fun ways to use this product. My mind was blown by the embossing. Absolutely blew my mind. And also the DIY sticker absolutely blew my mind. So there's the cards again, so you can have another quick look at the embossing ones. Here's the other little tag. But tell me in the comments, what was your favorite? Is it the embossing on it? Is it, excuse me, the coloring? Do you just like using the washi tape like this? Is it the DIY sticker thing? Because that's so fun. What was your favorite? And what are you going to make with yours? Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Enjoy your tea. Enjoy your Tuesday. Happy stamping. And thank you so much for joining me.